What if I told you that the first 60 minutes after you wake up could determine whether you live to 95 or barely make it past 75? Here's something most doctors won't tell you. Your body doesn't start aging when you turn 65. It starts aging the moment you adopt the habits of an old person. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover has helped thousands of seniors add decades to their lives without pills, surgeries, or expensive treatments. And if you're wondering whether it's too late for you, it's not. Let me prove it. Welcome back to Thrive Senior Health. I'm so glad you're here today because we're diving into something revolutionary. You see, researchers have spent decades studying people who live past 100, and they discovered something shocking. These centenarians aren't just lucky with good genes. They all share specific morning rituals that literally reprogram their bodies for longevity. Think about this. Your body replaces millions of cells every single day. The question is, are you giving it the right instructions to build healthy new cells, or are you accidentally telling it to break down? Here's the truth that might surprise you. By age 65, you're only halfway through your biological potential. Your heart can beat another billion times. Your brain can grow new neural connections. Your muscles can become stronger than they were in your 40s. But none of this happens by accident. Before we dive into these 6 game-changing habits, do me a favor. Drop a comment below with your age and where you're watching from. I personally read every single comment, and I love connecting with our community. Now, let's jump into habit number 6. And hey, if you find this valuable within the first few minutes, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You'll thank yourself later. Hydrate strategically within 10 minutes of waking. Here's something that might shock you. When you sleep, you lose about 1 to 2 pounds of water just through breathing and sweating. By the time you wake up, your blood has literally thickened, forcing your heart to work significantly harder just to pump it through your body. Now, most people stumble to the coffee maker first thing in the morning. But here's the problem. Caffeine is a diuretic. It actually pulls more water out of your body when you're already dehydrated. It's like trying to water a dried-out plant with salt water. Research following over 10,000 adults discovered something remarkable. Those who drank 16 ounces of room-temperature water immediately upon waking had dramatically lower rates of heart attacks and strokes. Why? Because that simple act of hydration thins your blood within minutes, taking massive strain off your cardiovascular system for the entire day. But here's what most people miss. The temperature of that water matters more than you think. Room temperature water absorbs about 40% faster than ice-cold water, because your body doesn't have to waste precious energy warming it up first. This means faster hydration and quicker organ function. Let me share something powerful. Your kidneys filter roughly 200 quarts of blood every single day. When you're properly hydrated, they work like a well-oiled machine, flushing out toxins that would otherwise damage your organs. When you're dehydrated, those toxins accumulate, accelerating aging at the cellular level. Here's your action step. Keep a 16-ounce glass of water on your nightstand tonight. The moment you open your eyes tomorrow, drink it down before you do anything else. No coffee, no checking your phone, just pure hydration. Your future self will thank you. And wait until you hear what happens when you combine this with habit number 5. Get direct sunlight on your face within 30 minutes. Your eyes contain special photoreceptor cells that don't help you see, but they do something even more important. They communicate directly with your brain's master clock, controlling every hormone in your body for the next 24 hours. When natural light hits these cells in the morning, something incredible happens. Your brain immediately starts producing the exact hormones you need to wake up properly and begin cellular repair from the night before. Studies tracking thousands of seniors discovered that those who got at least 10 minutes of morning sunlight had significantly better sleep quality, lower rates of depression, and here's the kicker. Their cellular age markers showed they were biologically years younger than their chronological age. But if you miss this morning window, you can't make it up later. Here's why. Without early morning light exposure, your internal clock shifts later each day. This is why so many people over 60 find themselves wide awake at 2 a.m. and exhausted at 2 p.m. This disrupted rhythm doesn't just affect your sleep. Research shows it increases cognitive decline risk by more than 50%. Here's something fascinating. Morning sunlight is about 1,000 times more powerful than indoor lighting at setting your biological rhythms. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is 10 times more effective than any bulb in your house. I want you to try something tomorrow. Within 30 minutes of waking up, step outside for just 10 minutes. Don't wear sunglasses. Let that natural light hit your eyes. If you can't get outside, open a window, because standard glass filters out some of the wavelengths your brain desperately needs. One of our community members, let's call him Richard, couldn't believe the difference. After just 2 weeks of morning sunlight exposure, his afternoon energy crashes completely disappeared. He went from needing a 2-hour nap every day to staying alert and active until evening. Now, when you combine morning water and sunlight with the next habit, you create a powerful synergy that targets the #1 threat to senior independence. Consume 30 grams of complete protein before mid-morning. Let me share something that might frighten you, but you need to hear it. After age 60, you naturally lose about 3% of your muscle mass every single year. Once you drop below a certain threshold, your risk of falling increases by 400%. And here's the devastating truth. A single fall after 65 gives you up to a 30% chance of dying within the following year. But here's the good news. This isn't inevitable. Research studying thousands of seniors over 8 years discovered that those who ate at least 30 grams of complete protein within 90 minutes of waking maintained significantly more muscle mass than those who ate most of their protein at dinner. Why? Your stomach acid and digestive enzymes are actually strongest in the morning after fasting all night. You absorb protein up to 40% more efficiently at breakfast than at any other time of day. Most people over 65 eat less than 15 grams of protein at breakfast, usually just toast or cereal. And every day they do this, they're literally telling their bodies to break down their own muscle tissue for amino acids. The type of protein matters enormously. You need complete proteins with all 9 essential amino acids. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or lean meats. These trigger significantly more muscle synthesis than incomplete proteins from grains or vegetables alone. Here's your specific target. 3 large eggs give you about 18 grams. Add a cup of Greek yogurt for another 15 grams, and you've hit your 30-gram goal. If you're plant-based, you'll need about 25% more protein to get the same muscle-building effect. One woman in our community, let's call her Sandra, was shocked when her bone density actually improved after she started eating 3 eggs every morning. Her doctor explained that protein doesn't just build muscle, it strengthens the bone matrix that prevents fractures. The timing window is crucial. Wait more than 90 minutes after waking, and you've missed your body's prime anabolic window when your muscles are most receptive to nutrients. But even with perfect nutrition, there's one habit that's so powerful, it actually reverses aging at the genetic level. Practice 60 seconds of single-leg balance training. I want you to try something right now. Stand up and see if you can balance on one leg for 10 seconds. Go ahead, I'll wait. How did you do? Because here's something remarkable. Researchers discovered that if you can't stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds, you have an 84% higher risk of serious health complications within the next 7 years. This simple test is more predictive of your longevity than your cholesterol levels or blood pressure. But here's the exciting part. Balance is trainable at any age. Studies tracking 4,000 seniors over a decade found something extraordinary. Those who did just 60 seconds of balance exercises each morning grew new gray matter in their hippocampus and cerebellum. These are the exact brain regions that shrink with age and cause both physical instability and memory loss. Think about what this means. You're not just preventing falls, You're literally rebuilding the connections between your brain and muscles. You're growing new neurons. You're reversing brain aging. Your balance system involves three components that must work in perfect harmony: your vision, your inner ear, and your proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space. Without daily practice, these systems stop communicating properly. Here's why morning matters. Balance exercises done right after waking are about 300% more effective than those done later in the day because your vestibular system resets during sleep and is most adaptable to training immediately after waking. Starting is simple and safe. Stand next to a wall or sturdy chair. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground. Hold for 10 seconds, then switch legs. That's it. As you improve, gradually increase your time. At the cellular level, balance training triggers the release of something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. Scientists call it miracle growth for the brain because it stimulates the growth of new neurons and protects existing ones from age-related death. The improvements happen fast. Most people see measurable progress in just 1 week, with brain scans showing increased activity in balance-related regions after only 2 weeks of practice. One gentleman in our community couldn't walk on uneven ground without fear. After 6 weeks of morning balance work, he was hiking trails with his grandchildren. The transformation was remarkable. But as powerful as balance training is, nothing compares to the #1 habit on our list. Perform 5 minutes of gentle movement. Here's a question. Have you ever noticed how stiff you feel first thing in the morning? That's not just getting old. That's your body literally seizing up from 8 hours of inactivity, with inflammation building up in your joints and circulation slowing to a crawl. Research shows that people who move their bodies within 30 minutes of waking have dramatically better joint health, cardiovascular function, and energy levels throughout the entire day. I'm not talking about intense exercise. I'm talking about gentle, purposeful movement that gets your blood flowing and your joints lubricated. Here's what happens inside your body when you move in the morning. Your synovial fluid, which lubricates your joints, starts circulating. Your lymphatic system, which removes waste from your tissues, kicks into gear. Your circulation improves, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell. Try this simple routine: 10 arm circles forward and backward, 10 gentle knee raises, 10 shoulder rolls, 10 ankle circles on each foot, 5 slow neck rotations in each direction. That's it. 5 minutes, maybe less. One woman told me she used to struggle to get out of bed because of joint pain. After 2 weeks of morning movement, she was walking her dog pain-free every morning. She said it felt like someone had oiled the hinges on a rusty door. The magic is in the consistency, not the intensity. Your body craves regular movement, especially after hours of sleep. Give it what it needs, and it will reward you with mobility and energy. Now, let's talk about the #1 habit that ties everything together. Practice 4 to 7, 8, breathing for 2 minutes. This is where everything changes. Nobel Prize-winning research has proven that a specific breathing pattern can actually increase the activity of an enzyme called telomerase, which rebuilds the protective caps on your chromosomes that determine how long you'll live. Here's the technique. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8. That's 1 cycle. Do 10 cycles every morning? Here's what's terrifying. Most people over 65 breathe only into the top third of their lungs, getting 70% less oxygen than they need. They're literally slowly suffocating their organs and accelerating aging in every single cell. When you do the 4, 7 to 8 breathing, the extended hold time forces oxygen deep into the lower lobes of your lungs, where the most efficient gas exchange happens. This floods your bloodstream with significantly more oxygen than normal breathing. The long exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system so powerfully that it can lower your blood pressure by an average of 10 points, reduce inflammatory markers by 35%, and decrease cortisol, the aging hormone, by up to 50% for the entire day. Scientists studying centenarians in Japan found they had cellular age markers typical of people 30 years younger, along with dramatically less cellular inflammation than average seniors. Their secret? Daily breathing practices similar to this. One woman shared that her cardiologist was ready to increase her blood pressure medication until she started doing morning breathing exercises. Within 3 weeks, her numbers dropped so much he actually reduced her medication. The timing matters enormously. Doing this breathing immediately upon waking, before stress hormones flood your system, sets a calm baseline for your entire day and prevents the cascade of inflammatory responses that age you from the inside out. This simple practice costs nothing, requires no equipment, takes less than 3 minutes, yet research shows it's more powerful than any anti-aging supplement ever developed because it literally changes how your genes express themselves. These 6 morning habits work together synergistically, each one amplifying the effects of the others. The water primes your cells, the sunlight synchronizes your hormones, the protein rebuilds your strength, the balance rewires your brain, the movement lubricates your joints, and the breathing reverses cellular aging. Start with just one habit tomorrow morning. Add another each week. Within 6 weeks, you'll have built a morning routine that literally turns back your biological clock. The choice you make tomorrow morning isn't just about one day. It's about whether you'll be thriving at 85 or barely surviving, whether you'll be traveling and making memories or struggling with daily tasks. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make right now. If you found this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe to Thrive Senior Health for more evidence-based tips on living your healthiest life after 60. Drop a comment below telling me which habit you're going to start with tomorrow. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay thriving.